Go.
Hello, football fans. Welcome back to Hurdle the Line. It's your humble host, Chapman Maddox, along with my friends, my compatriots, my dudes, Tom and Ollie, both coming off week 3 wins. How are we, gentlemen?
Very good. Very good. Feels good to get a win. Didn't sometimes it feels like they'll never come. So to get a win, very happy.
Tom?
Yeah. I mean, it was an ugly win, but a win is a win, and it's just
Oh
good.
yes.
It's good to get in the winners column. Good to get that first dub of the season. So yeah, feeling tired, but feeling good. Good.
You know what? I appreciate both of you guys so much. Not only because you both won this week and I did not, but also because you didn't call me out on my total, like, I'm trying to do a podcaster voice where I was like pausing and doing this weird stuff at the beginning because today has been totally manic and I'm just like, I'm just here for you guys. So, like, this is going to be like Chapman. I'm going to be the point guard. I'm just going to be passing the ball to Tom, Ollie. You guys are going to put up threes. You're going to be
As
dunking.
always, yeah.
That's just what it's going to be this week. Is that cool, guys?
We go
Yeah.
as you go, Chapman. As always, we go as you take us.
As always, we want to thank our man, super producer Fletch. He's off today, but he's got a big game tonight. I know he's getting ready for some Lions Ravens, which I'm very excited about. However, I have to go to Manchester in the morning for the day, so I will not be able to watch the 15-minute recap when I get up in the morning, but whatever. Guys, we have agreed. It was actually pretty an easy agreement with the game of the week, our favorite game of the week. I'm trying to figure out how we're going to start branding this for our review team. But as you know, guys, this is our Monday show. This is the review show. Welcome back. Um, and let's hit it up. The game of the week was absolutely Los Angeles Rams visiting the Philadelphia Eagles. It was a really good back and forth battle between these two teams, but ultimately cream of the crop rose, and that was Philadelphia Eagles. And they didn't do it by tush pushing. They did it by A.J. Brown having the game that we've been waiting for him to have all season long. Gentlemen, tell me about your thoughts on this game, and what did you come away thinking about both these teams?
I think initially the Rams played really well to start the game. I think they scored on their first six possessions, which is always going to put you in good standing in the game. Obviously,
Mm.
held a 19-point lead at the start of the third quarter when they scored the Kyron Williams scored the rushing touchdown to make it 26 to 7. But then I think that just woke the Eagles up, really. You know, that Eagles offense that we come accustomed to seeing last year when they would throw the ball. They decided that they were actually going to do it. You know, use that some of their best weapons, AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, get them the ball and attack. You know where the Rams are more susceptible when you are throwing the ball down the field to AJ Brown. And you know, he lit up the second half. So did Jalen Hurts. He had three touchdowns, over 200 yards. Like the Eagles only had 33 yards of offense in the first half compared to the Rams, who had about 225 yards, something like that. So they had a terrible first half, but you know, those second half adjustments, they played great, scored three touchdowns, and then the block kick at the end was just insane.
Yeah, well, let me set that scene up. So it's been the Rams are all the first half, well, the first three quarters, I should say, and then the Eagles come back uh, and they start chipping away at that lead. It's 27-26. The Rams go down the field. There's 3 seconds left. They're set up for a field goal of, I think it was about, how many yards was it? I'm looking. It was on the Philly 26. So it's probably like in the 40 something range. But anyway, set up for Jordan Davis comes through, not only blocks the field goal, but then scoops it up, runs it for the game winning touchdown. As a Georgia fan, love to see it. Ollie, what were you thinking when you saw that play?
How on earth was this a 6 p.m. game? Was my initial thought. I was just I didn't understand before the game how this was a 6 p.m. game. I was kind of annoyed that this was a 6 p.m. game because I'm one of those um maniacs that I can only watch the Browns game when the Browns game is on because I hate myself and like putting myself through that. So when there's good games, other games on at 6 o'clock, I'm kind of annoyed. And this was one of those games that I caught the ending of the game. on red zone after the Browns game, or towards the end of the Browns game, flipping over and stuff. Um, yeah, that Jordan Davis touchdown at the end. I mean, it was two block field goals in this game, wasn't it, from the Eagles?
Yeah.
First time they've done that in 17 years, I believe they said on the broadcast. Which, to be fair, even that 17 years doesn't even seem like that long of a time, because two block field goals in one game is rare, and as rare as obviously it is to not do it in 17 years. So, yeah, obviously coming through in all different phases for the Eagles. They're such a well-rounded team. You look at, like, their skill position players. Saquon Barkley, you could even argue, is having a down year. He's averaging, I think, 3.3 yards per carry. Jalen Hurts before this game had less touchdowns than Dylan Gabriel. Dylan Gabriel's thrown 3 passes. So obviously, as you said, Thomas came alive in this game, but they just find ways to win. This game, they found a way to win with Jalen Hurts' arm, AJ Brown getting downfield and obviously scoring a touchdown. So Eagles just keep finding ways to win. I think the Rams are going to be annoyed at themselves that they let this one, let this one get away from them.
It's weird too, because Puka had a decent day too. He didn't have a touchdown, but he had 112 yards. But it's AJ Brown's, 109 yards on 6 catches, averaging 18.2 yards per route. Like, that's crazy.
I think
Devontae,
the thing is as well with the Eagles in this game was that Emmanuel Forbes, formerly of the Commanders, I believe, I think he's a first round pick. He's picked up by the Rams, but as soon as they got single coverage, him against AJ Brown, they were just feeding AJ Brown the ball, because they're like, this guy cannot cover him. He's not big enough. He's not physical enough. And that just seemed to be the matchup as the game went along. When it got closer, they're like, we're just going to get it to AJ Brown or Devontae Smith. So fair play to the Eagles for adjusting for that, knowing that, finding those weaknesses in the secondary of the Rams.
that's right. Look, there was a lot of talk about, with this, you win the Super Bowl, you get fat and happy with the Eagles line, but they lost a few players. It's always a change. The first 2 wins were quite unimpressive and ugly, but they win this game, and it was pretty exciting. And what's interesting to me is that they found a way to win in a different route, which was they were passing the ball, because that was what the game plan said they needed to do. And they have, AJ Brown is no slouch. And I think, even though he's quiet the last couple of weeks, and he's still a top 10 receiver. I mean, and he reminded us of that today. And Jalen Hurts can pass the ball the best of anyone when the game plan says it. So I don't fault the Rams for this loss either. Like, I think the Rams are still pretty much part of the cream of this NFC. There was a lot of talk about Matthew Stafford, his back injury coming in, didn't play a lot, didn't practice a lot, I should say, in the preseason, but he had a really good, efficient day, not like super gaudy stats, but like, he did well, and he had his team in position to win. But it was interesting that Rams defense, that young defense, kind of let the team down and let the Eagles back in this game. But I also think that's because the Eagles are just good and they know how to win these games.
And Jordan Davis had the best game of his career to date. There was a lot of spoken about how he wasn't quite living up to the expectation of where he was picked. But he lost a bunch of weight in the offseason, and it seems to have made a massive difference, because he was just all over this game. I think he sacked Matt Stafford. Obviously, he had the block as well and the touchdown, but he was everywhere. He was creating constant pressure in this game. So fair play to him. And then running over 18 miles an hour on the way back for the touchdown. Just watching him run, I was, even though I'm not the biggest fan of the Eagles, but I just you can't help but not.
Great football.
Watch a big man just run the ball all the way for the touchdown. So that was electric.
If you're listening and you did not get a chance to see this, it's definitely worth Googling this play. It's a great play. It's a really fun play. And one of, like, I don't even know how many block field goals we had yesterday.
7.
Yeah, several, right. Which should lead us to our next game, which we decided in honor of our man. So it's the Green Bay Packers against Ollie's Cleveland Browns. And Green Bay is looking like a juggernaut after the first 2 weeks. Everyone's talking about them. They're writing tickets at least to the NFC Championship game already, winning the NFC North, and I mean rightfully so. They've won two really convincing games against two good teams. They come in and play an 0-2 Cleveland Browns team, which has shown some fight, but also had a couple of tough games against some good opponents. But they, again, I would say your defense is quite good after today. But the Cleveland Browns do it. They come in and they win 10-13. Ollie, it's your floor. Tell us about this game. How did you guys do it?
I mean, first things first, it's just so nice to win a game in the way that we usually lose games. We're usually on the receiving end of that. So for that to happen to us feels great. Just to give people an idea of how bad this game was until the final 3 minutes of the game. This was a true slugfest, two good defenses going up against each other. You had the two best defensive linemen in football going up against each other in Myles Garrett and Micah Parsons. Both teams' offensive lines were banged up. So, going into this game, you knew this was going to be a slugfest. And I'll just quickly run through you this game before we got to that final 3 minutes. Cleveland Browns punt, Packers punt, Browns punt, Packers field goal, Browns punt, Packers punt, Browns interception to end the half on an arm punt, Packers punt, Browns punt, Packers touchdown, Browns punt, Packers punt, Browns punt, Packers punt. Then we get to the 5 minutes 48 left in the fourth quarter. The Browns get the ball on offense, down 10-0. Most Browns fans have left the stadium. The game is over. The Browns offense have not been able to move the ball all game. Quinshon Judkins comes alive, 38-yard run, 14-yard run, both on this drive. Couple of penalties as well. Harold Fanning with a good play. They get the ball to the 1-yard line, and they did a 15-yard penalty, chop block, put it back to the 15-yard line. They did another penalty, 20-yard line. So 3rd and 20, 3rd and goal from the 20-yard line. They kick a field goal. 10-3, even at this point, you're thinking, they're still not going to, we still can't score touchdowns this year, so it doesn't matter. Interception on Jordan Love. Grant Delpit makes a great play. You thinking he has to take it in for a touchdown because we still can't score. So I'm there screaming, going, just score, just score. He doesn't score. He gets it into the 5-yard line, and I'm thinking, right, we still need to somehow score this. They get the ball to the 1-yard line again. Run it with Quinshon Judkins 4 times. That's the recipe. That's what they do. They finally get in, scored a touchdown, and then Packers just immediately get into field goal range, and you're just thinking, we're going to lose this game in the most Browns way possible. We shouldn't even be in this game. We've somehow got back into it miraculously, and now the Packers are going to just run the clock out and kick a field goal. They run the clock down to 29 seconds, I believe, kick the field goal. One of, as Tom said, several blocked field goals this week. Shelby Harris, I think that's 7 career blocked field goals for him now, 2 for the Cleveland Browns alone. So he is able to get a hand up, block that field goal. Browns able to get into position. They have a really, really good play at the end, 12 seconds left. I'm thinking no, because I don't think they can do it in 12 seconds. 14, 15, maybe you can get a playoff if you don't get out of bounds and spike the ball. 12 seconds, straight down the middle of David Njoku. They managed to spike the ball with 2 seconds left. Andre Schmidt, who was the villain in week 1, obviously missing multiple field goals to win that game. He makes the 55-yarder. Cleveland Browns, highway robbery. Still don't understand how they won this game.
You know what? He's not only happier, but I think he's handsomer when the Browns win, if I'm not mistaken. So, talk to me about Joe Flacco. What is he doing for this team? Is he just how's it all happening on offense? I know you only scored 13 points, but
he's not doing much is probably the best.
But just doing enough.
No, I wouldn't even say that. I mean, this is probably one of the few times where obviously you never make a quarterback change after a win, but even a lot of fans are going to be like, yeah, I still don't want to see Joe Flacco next week. He was bad it wasn't just, last week you could maybe excuse the offensive line or whatever. Week 1 he wasn't that bad, but this week was bad, man. He was missing open guys downfield. At the end of the day, the only reason Joe Flacco's in there is to make those throws, and if he's not making those throws, then there's not really much point of him being in there. But at the end of the day, he was able to make plays at the end. People can say they got down because of Quinshon and penalties, whatever. He was the quarterback. He was able to orchestrate. That counts as a game-winning drive on the stat sheet. That goes on his record. So he was able to obviously come through when he needed to. So credit to him, but I don't see him lasting too long this year. I think we will see Dylan Gabriel.
Let's flip it to the other side. What did the Cleveland Browns do to this? Green Bay was clicking on cylinders. Granted, they weren't they haven't been scoring like 40 points or anything like that, but it's been looking really good on the offensive side of the ball. But man, it was dire today.
This Cleveland Browns defense is for real. That's
really
what I would say. I mean, I think it's the top 5 unit in the NFL, maybe even top 3. Obviously, having Myles Garrett makes a massive difference, but Carson Schwarzenegger was making plays. I saw him get a sack, I think, Ollie, right?
A hell of a sack. Third and one.
Exactly. I was watching that and I was like, damn, like fair play, man. On a big play as well, as you say, 3rd and 1, so forced them to punt, I believe. So yeah, I just think this Cleveland Browns defense is for real. Obviously, I think the pick from, I mean, it's terrible. I don't know what Jordan Love was thinking during that ball.
Yeah, he properly baited him. He made him think he was in zone, and then literally last second.
But fair play to Grant Delpit for having the wherewithal to get down as well. I mean, he could have got into the end zone, but and then Quinshon Judkins has proven to be a really good addition for the Browns as well. And as you say, Ollie, it must be so nice to just see them. Like what would have been, a couple of seasons ago, they don't get enough time off or, ends or whatever, but they're able to, get it in time, 2 seconds left, perfect kick, bang, and you actually win the game. So that's amazing.
Yeah, longest walk-off field goal in Browns history for the winner. And whatever happens this season for the Browns, the one thing that they can hang their hat on is, as fans and as a team, is the defense and then the rookie class as well. This is looking like one of the best rookie classes, to be honest, in the NFL this year. I mean, Harold Fanning, one of the leading tight ends, not just rookies, tight ends. Quinshon Judkins in 2 games leads all rookies in rushing yards. Carson Schwarzenegger, as you mentioned, Tom. I mean, before the year, I was telling you that this guy's going to win Defensive Rookie of the Year, and I still believe that he's that good. Mason Graham was so good in this game. So it's great to get a win. Whatever happens this year, the Browns have got a fantastic rookie class to get excited about, and their defense is going to keep them in a lot of games because, as you said, Tom, it starts with Myles Garrett. In my opinion, I mean, at this point, he's the best I've ever seen. I don't even care about saying it. He is the best I've ever seen. I understand I'm only 27, but still, and everyone around him. Obviously, this is the best defensive front he's had in his career. So excited to see what they can do this year.
I get really irritated because there's a lot of people that I listen to in the national media that go like that guy in Cleveland versus saying Myles. It's like, what other defensive end who's done what he's done does not, like, you don't know his name. Like it's like older football, like American football guys. But anyway, very weird. I always find it like there's a couple of them that do it, and I'm like, it's Myles Garrett, dude. And I know it's because and look, I'm not being disrespectful. I know because most of those great defensive end always were on teams where at least they're competing in playoffs and stuff like that. And it's like, please do not take this as a homer thing that I'm saying, but let's separate the money or any sort of compensation. Kirk Cousins that we saw play last year that went 6-3 before whatever happened with that shoulder in that game, which is what happened. It wasn't he started slow because of the Achilles, but like, dude, he put 500 yards on Tampa Bay, and we know they're no slouch. Put him on this team. Are you guys a wild card team, you think?
That's what I called for all off season. He was my number one target.
Look, at this point, with even what we'll obviously talk about what we saw from Penix the other day, but even at this point, I feel like the Falcons need to get this situation done, and they need just if Cleveland picks up the phone, like, dude, eat whatever, we're eating it anyway. A 5th rounder for you guys. I don't know, because I'd love to see this team with the quarterback, and I honestly, legitimately, even if we got nothing back from him, I think Cousins got juice. I really do, because he did last year. He had juice, man. It was a little start. Nobody watched it anyway. I was just interested. I just don't know what else. It's just funny to me. It's like, if I'm Cousins, I want to go to this team. There's talent there. There's a great. I believe there's a good coach, and it's like, go spend a year in Cleveland. They're going to cut you at the end of the year because of your contract, and then see if you get another job somewhere. Like, I don't know. But anyway, he may be just
I
like,
think they'll go with the rookies, but I mean, I wouldn't be that against that. I mean, if they're in a position, they're three after what this first 6 games they it could have been 0-6. I mean, before the season, even the most optimistic Browns fans would going to be like, "This is a very tough first 6 game."
yeah,
They can get to 3-3. They might be sat there going, "Oh, hold on a minute, we actually might can make a run here." Then maybe they make calls, but I think at this point they're probably going to just go with Dylan Gabriel.
yeah. So I just grabbed the rebound, came back, half court, throwing the ball to Tom, shoots it up, 3. You got the New York Giants on Sunday Night Football. You got in the win column. You beat the Giants. You beat Russell Wilson, who was freaking on fire last week against the Cowboys in a great game that we talked about. This was a defensive game for the Chiefs, would you not say? It wasn't, obviously Mahomes did enough to win, but tell me about this Chiefs win. Let me tell you the score really quick. Sorry, I had it up. It was 22-9, right?
Yeah.
22-9. Tom, what do you got for us?
So start off with the negatives. The Chiefs in the first half played some of the worst football I think I've ever seen in my life. And I was there at 3 a.m. looking at the clock, being like, why did I stay up to watch this? Just to watch a field goal fest? But I don't know what was said at halftime, but whatever was said definitely gave them, the impetus that they needed to go forward. And then they had a vintage drive in the third quarter, driving all the way down the field with Mahomes finding Tyquan Thornton for the touchdown. It's actually a beautiful throw as well because he had Brian Burns in his face with his hand in his face and zipped it right in a real tight window to Tyquan Thornton for the touchdown. And then that was kind of where the Chiefs kind of got their identity back on offense. They were much better offensively in the second half with another touchdown as well. Another beautiful throw from Mahomes, a great catch from Tyquan Thornton. The couple plays earlier, he caught the ball and it looked like he got him for a touchdown, but unfortunately, grounded the ball. But for Mahomes to then have the confidence to throw back to him again and for him to make a great catch, there's a great graphic of him just on the ground with his arms extended out in the air with the thumbs up to be like, I made that catch. And then the Chiefs get the touchdown to kind of ice the game with Kareem Hunt. But yeah, the Chiefs defense played great in this game. As you said, Russell Wilson had almost like career high in yards last week, 450 yards, 3 touchdowns. And Steve Spagnuolo had a great defensive game plan of trying to make him throw it deep. He's best when he's throwing the ball deep, but the Chiefs had their first turnovers of the season. An interception for Chris Ronan-Wallace, an interception for Jalen Watson in the end zone as well. So yeah, really, really good for the Chiefs defense, and the Chiefs offense is just about getting there at the moment. Obviously, Tyquan Thornton's a real bright spot. He had 70-odd yards and a touchdown. The connection between Mahomes and Kelsey isn't what it was, but they're grinding out. They grinded out this game, and I was so happy to see them get the win after a couple difficult weeks. I think they'll be a much better offense when they get Xavier Worthy and Rashee Rice back, and I do think that the defense can keep them in games up until then. But obviously, I want to see them progress forward. But the Chiefs got the dub, and one play that was crazy as well. And I know there was memes going on about it. Was Chris Collinsworth saying about the magic of Mahomes when he fumbled the ball and collected it toward the back of his end zone, which was crazy because it was like, I mean, I get it. I mean, he
Only Mahomes, man.
only Mahomes, man. Like, not only does he throw the ball, he rushes the ball and then he goes and recovers his own fumble, or what would have been his own fumble,
Yeah.
which is just crazy.
Like, oh my God, look at this guy putting out a fire that he started. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what I mean. I was like, I love it. I love that he stole the ball of Bobby Okereke and everything, but it's like he's the one that caused the play anyway. So he just prevented the touchdown. So fair play to Mahomes for that one. But it was an ugly game. But I was feeling much better at 5 a.m. after watching the game and seeing the Chiefs win. So, yeah.
You youngsters don't know how you do it.
I don't. My team never plays late, thankfully.
Yeah, well, mine shouldn't. Um, that's awesome, dude. And talk a little bit about. Can you give me just a little bit about what the Giants? Because like I didn't get a chance to do the recap, but what went wrong for Russell Wilson and also was it in the Giants defense? Obviously, was holding you guys to field goals for a while, and then the dam just broke. Obviously.
Yeah, I
Brian
mean,
Dable.
yeah, the Giants D line played pretty well in this game, but in the second half, the difference is that Andrew Thomas, their franchise left tackle, who'd been out for since week 6 of last season, he came back in, and he played in the first half, and he played really well. But obviously, he was on a snap count because he'd just come back from injury, so he goes out in the second half. Dexter Lawrence goes out for most of the second half, and then that pressure that they were bringing that allowed Brian Burns and Abdul Carter to get one-on-one matchups with Dexter Lawrence. They weren't getting that as much in the second half because Dexter Lawrence wasn't there to create those double teams, which meant that the Chiefs had more time to then throw the ball down the field and for Mahomes to, gain a bit of rhythm as well. So that's kind of the Giants defense. In terms of the Giants offense, Russell Wilson just had an off night, especially. The score's 22-9. You got a chance to get back into the game. You have first and goal at the 6, I believe. You then run the ball on some stupid draw where you get like 2 yards, doesn't do anything. You throw the ball at the back of the end zone that then goes into the tunnel. There's no receiver with it, anywhere near close to that. Then you throw it again. And it goes out the end zone again. And that just kind of summed up the Giants' night, really. They just couldn't do anything like on offense, really, other than Cam Scatterboo, who was the bright spot for them. He had a rushing touchdown. He looked like a beast as well. He was their leading receiver as well. The Chiefs' defense really held up and saw that. What's his name? Malik Neighbors had a great week last week with 167 yards, 2 touchdowns, and they made a real impetus to play 2 safeties and make it so Russell Wilson would throw the ball deep, but the Chiefs would have 2 players there, and they blanketed Malik Neighbors all night. He only had 2 receptions for 13 yards. So the Chiefs really blocked that up and created pressure, making Russell Wilson look to throw the ball deep, and we know what happens when he does that. He turned back into a pumpkin in this game, and that's a lot down to Spags and the defense and a couple of sacks for the pass rush finally as well. So
he threw the ball away on 4th down.
Yeah,
like
game on the line. You throw the ball away. Game on the line.
He threw the ball away because he's worried about throwing an interception. He don't want
quiet quitting.
He was really bad in this game, but also this game you can't not watch this game and just be reminded why Brian Dable was going to be one of the first head coaches sacked. He's just so bad. Like, it's laughable.
They were 1 for 10 on 3rd down.
It's just laughable how bad he is. I mean, he's a bad head coach. He's got terrible clock management. He's got terrible game management. I mean, punting 4th and 4, I think it was at the Chiefs 48 when you're down 16 at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, just terrible decisions, and then also his offense is also crap as well. So, I have a massive thing against Brian Dable, have for a while, and I'd love to be proved right.
We're going to talk about coaches in just a little bit. So,
and Jackson Dart, all the people in the stadium were cheering for bringing Jackson Dart.
The thing is, at this point, I don't
want
to. If I'm a Giants fan, I wouldn't want to bring him into this mess. Like, I wouldn't want to ruin him. I'd want to wait till the new head coach comes in before I see him. But I just don't. I mean, they're using Abdul Carter in ways. I mean, just because you can use him as a stand-up linebacker doesn't mean you should use him as a stand-up linebacker.
And the Chiefs took advantage of that as well. Like, there was a couple of times where he was, as you say, he got kind of drawn in, and then they allowed like a rushing lane for Pacheco on the outside. So yeah, you're right. The ways that they were using Abdul Carter were very interesting.
Well, I look forward to looking at this one maybe tomorrow at some point when I get some time. Anyway, congratulations, Tom. Off the mat. We knew it was going to happen sooner or later, so you gotta feel good. We're going to move on to. I mean, this is like the 4th game on this list, and it was freaking awesome too. And that is the Denver Broncos heading to LA to to face the Chargers. Chargers 2-0 coming into this game. Denver 1-1 coming off a really humiliating loss last week. But it's the Chargers, man, and Herbert and this Harbaugh and this train, and they win it 20-23. This is a classic game that Chargers would usually charger, and they don't. They get the field goal and they win this game, man. And Herbert's looking like an MVP this year, or at least he's in contention. And this is a quality win, unless the Broncos are just completely a fugazi team that everybody had talked up all summer long. This game was really interesting, man. What did you guys think about it? Did you guys get a chance to watch it all?
Yeah, I was going to say the Broncos defense actually turned up in this game. They played a lot better than they did against the Colts last week.
Yeah.
They had
They
had Herbert under pressure a few times. You know, they got him for a couple of sacks, and obviously it didn't help for the Chargers that their starting right tackle Trey Pipkins then went out, and then they got another guy in as well. So they had to, they had some issues on the offensive line. But all credit to Justin Herbert for standing in there, because he had Broncos on him, even with the touchdown throw at the end to Keenan Allen. He had guys on him. He had to navigate the pocket. And he, threw the ball down the field to Keenan Allen, who's having a resurgent year for the Chargers. 3 touchdowns in 3 games for him. But yeah, I mean, the Chargers largely kind of dominated this game. Really, the Broncos only had a few different plays where, obviously, the Chargers were leading this game 10-0. The Broncos kind of came back into it with some really good play calling from Sean. Not sure. No, it is Sean. Yeah, isn't it? What's his name?
Who are we talking about?
The Broncos head coach.
Sean Payton.
Sean Payton, yeah, that's it. Sean Payton, exactly. He had some really good play calling for Bo Nix in this game. He missed a couple of receivers, but they also J.K. Dobbins ran for a touchdown as well.
I bench Courtland Sutton finally, and he had 118 yards and a touch
today. He'd been kind of quiet so far this season, but he blew up.
He was the only one that did anything for the Denver receivers.
I know that's it. Well, because there was a couple of chances for Marvin Mims, but Bo Nix just missed him on a couple of. There was one that was definitely would have been a touchdown if he got it to him in stride. But he misses that one. And then the Chargers defense played very, very well in this game as well, to come back into it when they were down 17-10. And then 17-13, and then to get that touchdown. And then, as you say, Chargers kind of charger, but they didn't in this game. They're proving this year that they're a team to be reckoned with. They can run the ball. Amarian Hampton had a much better day as well. And then they get that field goal to win the game. The unfortunate injury for Najee Harris, the torn ACL confirmed, which that was horrible to see. But fair play to the Chargers. They just keep on rolling 3-0, and as you say, Justin Herbert should be in the MVP conversation with the way that he's played over the past 3 weeks.
Quentin Johnston's having a great year, start to his year as well. But my agendas had a great week this weekend, and my Bo Nix agenda was another one that had a great showing this weekend.
Yep. You're Bo Nix. I'm on that train with you. I watched this game. I watched this game with my sister, whose son went to Auburn, and I just was like, we don't like Sean Payton. We don't like Bo Nix. Sorry. And she just kept being like, oh, like, anyway. And so this puts this is a division game, obviously. So, which is huge for the Chargers.
2-0 in the division, Chargers now.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, they beat the Chiefs.
Pardon?
Because they beat the Chiefs, the Raiders, and the Broncos.
Oh, they did play the Raiders last week.
3-0.
Wow, that's pretty
a great
commanding
start.
Yeah, that's a great start. Look, these are 2 evenly matched teams. It's a field goal game, really exciting. They're going to get a chance to play each other again in Mile High at some point this season. I don't quite know, but very impressive so far. And Herbert seems to have made that step forward that we've been waiting and we've been hearing about for all these years. And like he definitely looks the part. And it seems like John Harbaugh has exercised a lot of the demons that the Chargers had. I wish that the Atlanta Falcons had gotten him as their head coach. I really do. I said that he was my number one choice, and a lot of my friends who are UK Falcons fans are like, "What has he ever won?" I'm like, pretty much took the the 49ers to the NFC Championship every year, or the Super Bowl, and like he's won everywhere he's gone. And I feel like he's the kind of guy that would have been great for us, but that did not happen. I'm trying to find. Let's go Tampa Bay, New Jersey.
I was going to say, yeah, Tampa Bay Jets.
Tampa Bay, New Jersey. Now, I'm going to try to set the stage here. I'm not going to do as well.
You're
Tom and
so
Ollie
mean calling them New Jersey, man. You won't even call them by their real
sorry,
name. That's how bad
you're
they
right.
are.
You're right. Sorry. Forgive me. And I have Jets fans who are friends. So that was not
They
perfect.
play in New Jersey.
They do.
I was spiritually awake like Tom at 5 a.m. and that's why my brain is doing this. But there's a point in the game, late in the fourth quarter, excuse me. The Jets, let me see. I'm just going to paint this right. The Jets score to basically go ahead in the game. They think they've won, but they give the ball back to Baker Mayfield with a little less than 2 minutes left. They literally are celebrating. And what happens? Baker Mayfield goes down the length of the field.
They blocked the field goal to take the lead. Block field goal, Stroop and Straw.
That's right.
Go and take the lead. And as you said, Baker was able to drive down and get them into field goal range.
36-yarder to win the game.
Yeah.
29-27. Tampa Bay's for real, guys.
Yeah, I mean, they for sure are. I mean, it just proves the resilience they have as well, because I don't think in either of these games they've led going into the last like 2 minutes of the game, but they've managed to come through and win these games. Obviously, they had a sizable lead at one point. I think it was like 23-7 or something like that. But the Jets, fair play to them. They fought back in this game, as Oli said. They blocked the field goal with Will McDonald, who looks like he's the star. He had double-digit sacks last season, made a real impact today. And then he runs it for a touchdown. And then Aaron Glenn has the funniest celebration on the sideline as they're running for the touchdown, thinking they won the game. But yeah, it was hilarious. See, Ollie's doing a rendition of it for any of our, video audience. But yeah, fair play to the way that the Bucks managed to finish this game. Mike Evans goes out in this game with a hamstring injury, something he's struggled with in his career. But they relied on other guys. They relied on the likes of Emeka Buka, and Bucky Irving.
I mean, who would have thought that a Buckeye wide receiver would have been good? I mean, who would have thought this? I don't know how he fell to where he
Sterling
did.
Shepard and kind of other known guys on that offense to drive down the field and eventually kick that field goal to. They're there for real, though. You're right. They are. And Baker Mayfield is also for real. He should be in that, in that kind of MVP conversation as well, with the way he's led, Tampa Bay through those first three games to 3-0 start.
Absolutely agree.
I'm going to be the controversial one quickly.
Oh no.
I don't think they're like for real if in the sense of like they're going to go and beat him. I mean, I'm going to sound like, because I'm the Browns fan and it's Baker Mayfield, that I'm being a hater here. But they've had to rely on a game-winning field goal essentially in all three games against the Jets, who were 0-3, the Texans, who were 0-3, and the Falcons, who just got blown out 30-0 by the Panthers. You just took 3 game-winning field. Like, I understand the resilience, but like you barely scraped 3 wins against 3 not that great teams. I just think we should pump the brakes a little bit.
Fair enough. But
would you not take him as your quarterback right now?
I mean, yeah, on this team, but I don't think that doesn't make any like point.
That's not the bar. That doesn't. Yeah. Look, Ollie, I get it, but they've also won their division 4 years in a row, I believe.
Yeah.
And they still have a lot of players from that Super Bowl win, even though it's we're looking at 5 years from now, and they have a lot of really good youth on that side. Todd Bowles is proven he's not as bad a like we always use a great defensive coach, but like as a head coach, he seems to be kind of got that. And honestly, they're a team that was one win away from going to the NFC Championship game last year, right? So like, you know, and they believe in themselves. So you're right. They haven't been anybody impressive. So, but this is a college where it's like, you know what I mean? The margin of victory is multiple touchdowns. Like
And
they're winning. And to be fair, and I'm not like this is not a shot at you, Tom, and the Chiefs, but like the Chiefs scrape by so many games last year. And again, we're not comparing Tampa Bay to the Chiefs, but in terms of winning, Tampa Bay's done a lot of winning in the last decade or half decade, I would say, and I've watched them do it. So but I get it. They do need a signature win. They need to beat a Rams. They need to beat I do believe they're going to play the Bills this year because we
I was
play the
going to say
AFC
they're
South.
playing the Eagles next week, so that could
They play the
potentially be
Eagles.
the
There you go.
signature
Yeah,
win that they need.
so that's going to be a great measuring stick. And if they lose that game, but again they lose by a field goal, or whatever. That'll be an impressive game. That's
And they're
two
still without their starting, all world, all pro left tackle,
that left
Tristan
tackle. Right.
Wirfs. And
Sure,
when he
Tristan
comes
Wirfs.
back, that offensive line's going to
And
be
Godwin is also
different.
still out,
Yeah,
I
Godwin's
believe,
still
right?
out as well. Mike Evans is now going to be out for a little bit, I imagine. So they're going to have to deal with his absence and probably,
Just throw the ball to a Metro Abuja.
yeah, I
They'll
mean,
be all right.
just so you got
Best
to do.
receiver in the draft. So
There we go. And on the Jet side, they're 0-3.
Yeah.
the Jets are
And
doing
that,
Jets.
yeah, I do wish, look, it's Tyrod Taylor. What are you gonna do? I do wish Aaron Green luck, but you can't start celebrating a win like that. That's
yeah, that
silly.
was quite an odd
It
reaction.
was, yeah. As you said, the Jets are going to jet, and they are just going to find a way to lose a game that they should have won by taking a lead in that final bit. But their defense has, regressed, and I know Sauce Gardner went out in this game with a concussion, and without him, that defense is is terrible. I mean, he's not been brilliant recently, but without him, they're really not good. So yeah, Jets gonna jet.
Do we want to talk about two backup quarterbacks playing each other, one backup quarterback playing against each other, or Danny Dimes next?
Uh, I was gonna say the two backups because I wanted to talk about the defensive performance from Isaiah Rodgers.
All right.
Had
Who
and
had who for the first time in Vikings history had two
Yeah,
touchdowns?
I mean the first time in
Let
NFL
me set the game
history.
up, Tom. I set it up and then passed the ball to you.
Thank you. There you go. Perfect. Yeah.
Let
So
me just let me just say the score. We're talking about the Bengals versus the Vikings. Vikings destroy the Bengals 48-10. Two backup quarterbacks passing each other. Tom, tell us about this defensive juggernaut.
yeah, I mean the offense in this game from the Bengals was I mean atrocious. Jake Brown
From the
improved.
Vikings as well, to be honest. The Vikings
I
didn't.
mean neither was good. Let's be honest. But the star of this game, the star of the show for sure, was cornerback Isaiah Rodgers playing for the Vikings. He became the first player in NFL history with a pick six, a fumble return for a touchdown, and two forced fumbles in a single game, and he did it in one half. So he had a generational performance for the Vikings.
Highest PFF grade of all
Highest
time.
PFF grade of all time, 99.9. So yeah, he definitely got a game ball. That's for sure. And Carson Wentz had he came in there and he ran the offense. And the Vikings just blew away the Bengals and proved that whatever I was saying about Jake Brown and I'm wrong. I know
What?
Ollie, me and him were going back and forth on that one, and he didn't look so good of a backup
I
this
did
week.
try and tell you.
But I mean, the Vikings defense is for real.
Yeah, yeah,
Obviously,
yeah.
Brian Flores, great defensive coordinator. And yeah, the Vikings get I mean, I'd say it's a statement win. I think it's one of the worst losses in their Bengals history. And then Jamar Chase also fumbled the ball as well. So it was the day to forget for the Bengals, and coming back down to earth after 2-0 start. But a great bounce back win for the Vikings. And yeah, what a performance from Isaiah Rodgers.
Yeah, you nailed it coming back down to where I think a lot of Bengals fans, and I mean they were 2-0. Remember a couple of seasons ago where Jake Browning came in and went on that run. Bengals fans were thinking, yeah, he's gonna come in, take us to the playoffs, and then Joe Burrow's gonna come back and we're gonna go on a run in the playoffs. And I think today they're all sat there going, yeah, none of that's happening. Um, there was that report before the game that the Bengals aren't going to trade for anyone because they're really happy about Jake Browning and they think he can keep him in contention. I'll just tell him now he can't. He's not that good. He's not a starting quarterback in the NFL. They're going to lose some games this year because they haven't got Joe Burrow. Third season in 6 years that Joe Burrow's missed the whole season now. Been sacked more at this age than Andrew Luck was.
Said that last week, yeah.
Just a very sad thing, obviously, with Joe Burrow being injured because he's so good. But yeah, Vikings just destroyed them. And week 5, we're going to get Carson Wentz versus Joe Flacco in London. So I hope everyone's looking forward to that.
I mean, we will be. We'll
be there.
We will be there.
So I'm hoping it's actually Dylan Gabriel versus Carson Wentz, to be honest, considering we're going to be there and have to watch it. But looking forward to that.
That's in 2 weekends, right?
Pardon?
2 weekends.
2 weekends.
That's right.
Yep. 2 great
I've been
defenses
scouting those Houston Station benches for a bet, guys. So I'll let you know. That's an inside joke, everybody. Anyway, yeah, that's gonna be awful. Anyway, where's I going with this? I felt like we spent way too much time on one of the most lopsided games.
Yeah.
Should I go ahead and should I take it on the chin now, or should I wait till the end?
Do you want to
get out of the way now?
Either that or get through the other crap games we had, I suppose, and then do it at the end. Let's
do it at the end. I'll just rant for like 4 minutes. I mean, let's at least talk about the Colts, who are now 3-0.
Yeah,
beat the hapless Titans 41-20.
Yep.
I mean, talk about weird resurgence, but like Daniel Jones still play. I mean, he's not like playing like a MVP, but you know who is on that team? Jonathan Taylor. Holy crap!
Yeah,
we just forgotten how good he was. I mean,
hell of a run.
I took him in a couple of different leagues this year just because he was so cheap. Because people just see him, they're like, Colts, like whatever. But man, the offense is just spiking, and this team just needs to win. Granted, it's a win against the Titans, who are they just look like they might be the worst team. I don't know.
I mean, it's insane because breaking news, the Colts finally punted for the first time this season in the second quarter of week 3. Like, that's how good this team's been going up and down the field. And they just look like a cut above the Titans in this game. I mean, what's his name? Always forget it. Michael Pittman. He came out after the game and said that the Titans weren't even trying at parts in this game. You know, they were barely doing anything. As he said, Jonathan Taylor just incredible year already, leading the league in rushing yards and another 3 touchdowns, including one where he just ran away from like 5 different people on the way to the end zone. So, dude is a beast, and the Colts keep on rolling. So, and we knew the Titans were bad, but you know,
get Cam Ward some help, man. So. Just get Cam Ward some help.
Yeah,
that roster is awful.
Fletch, are you there?
Dun, dun, dun.
There he is. All right, we're going to play a little game, guys. We're going to do draft. I'm going to think of a number between – I'm going to just go last because that's the game. But everyone's going to pick a number between 1 and 50. Closest to it gets the first pick. Second closest gets the second pick. Gets our game. All right, ready? 1 and 50. Let me get the number. I got it. All right. Ollie, what's your number?
36.
No, wait, sorry. Everybody, wait. Oh, shit. Do it again. I'm going to pick another number.
Wait, so you're picking a number between 1 and 50?
1 and 50.
Yeah.
And then you're all going to say your number at the same time.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right. All right. I've got the number. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
27.
All right. What did you say, Ollie?
27.
Tom?
26.
I also said 27. Damn it, Ollie.
What number do you want? 28 or do you want 25?
I'll take 28.
Fletch gets first pick.
I
Ollie
can't win then.
second pick. No, you get second pick. Tom gets third pick.
Cool.
I'll take fourth pick. We're gonna do a draft. First coach fired. Winner buys beer. Loser buys beers to somebody. Fletch, first coach fired. Everybody gets one pick. Let's go.
Oh, Mike McDaniel, easy.
Mike McDaniel. All right.
Thank you.
Ollie.
Brian Daboll.
And then I'm going Brian Callahan.
Okay, you're taking the Titans coach, right?
Nah, rookie QB, he'll get time.
I
think.
I'm gonna take. Give me somebody, guys, because I'm picking last. Give me the
Raheem
best.
Morris.
No, he's not gonna. Blank won't do it. Blank's too much of a coward.
Oh, I don't know. Ooh.
I'm trying to think now as well.
Yeah, I thought I wasn't gonna. I realized I wouldn't win the game, so I should have picked another coach. I will take.
I don't know.
Is there anybody else?
There's just not really any other, like, obviously there's the Jets, but like they're not going to get rid of Aaron Glenn like
No.
3 games.
No. There's no one else. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll just do those three. That was a fun game for me. So we got Mike McDonald, we've got Brian Daboll, and we got Ryan
McDaniel, not McDonald.
I always do that. McDonald.
I was going to say McDonald's not doing
McDonald's doing all right, to be fair. The Seahawks destroyed the Saints.
All right.
I mean,
look, they are destroying the Saints, and I actually played against the Vikings defense yesterday, and was one of my 5
I did as well.
fantasy losses. But just remember, if you like playing fantasy, you should play Fantasy Game Day. They're our official sponsor. They're all down there. There's a code that you can use, Hurdle without the U. That's HRTL, Hurdle without the U, and you get a credit towards Fantasy Game Day. They're awesome. We love them. They're UK. They're UK company for UK fans. Go check them out. Everything's down in the links below. Help support us by supporting them, and also have fun. If you had the Vikings defense yesterday, you might have won some sweet, sweet money. All right, guys. Let's go Las Vegas, Washington. Marcus Mariota, the quitter from Atlanta, backs up Jason Daniels. I don't understand how that guy literally quit on my team and no one gave him shit. Like, he quit the team because he got benched. And anyway, the NFL is very funny about what stuff they get their high horses about. But anyway, comes in, plays lights out yesterday. Washington smokes Pete Carroll's Raiders. Ashton Dinty, the vaunted, again, fantasy player from this year's draft, is looking like, and I'm stealing this from Rich Eisen, Boise to men. Anyway, anybody check out this game? I saw some highlights only when Washington was scoring, which it looked like they did often.
They finally got Terry McLaurin the ball for a touchdown. Or like maybe it was down at the 1 yard line, but they finally got him involved in the game, it felt like, which was good to see. But other than that, yeah, as he said with Ashton Genty, I mean, it doesn't help when the Raiders can't run block for anything. So he's getting hit behind the line of scrimmage a lot of the time. But that being said, you know, he's obviously not playing well, but that Raiders offensive line is atrocious.
Yeah. Good. Was it multiple return touchdowns in this game? There was definitely a punt return touchdown, wasn't there? And I know Debo, because he's not the best stamina, wasn't able to take it all the way. But 2 big returns for Washington.
Yeah, there was one from like a rookie, I think. Or something.
Yeah.
I can't
Punt
remember.
return touchdown.
Someone Lane, was it Junior Lane?
Add it to the list of great special team plays this weekend.
Yeah, literally.
Special teams getting their love this weekend.
Yeah, I think
As they should.
9 total special teams touchdowns this weekend, if
Wow.
I in red zone right. So that's pretty insane.
That's crazy. Well, also, I believe the other thing is with both Jane Daniels out and obviously Eckler, they still were able to rush the ball. Let's see, what was the rush? They still rushed the ball for like almost over 200 yards.
Yeah, Bill got a touchdown. Bill Crosby Merritt. So that
Yeah,
was
their
good.
preseason hero.
Yeah.
there you go. And the Raiders are 1-2. So I don't know. Not
Yeah.
expecting much from them, are you, Tom?
They're not they're not a great team. I mean, I like Pete Carroll, but they've kind of after that week one win, they've kind of fallen off.
There was heartbreak yesterday, guys, because Mrs. Fletch's team, the Saints, also lost 13-44 to the Seattle Seahawks, who looked dominant in their win. And you know, they're 2-1 now. This team's defense looks very, very good. They they basically scored, let's see, almost 38 points in the first half.
Yeah.
So this game was pretty much over. I didn't see any of it except I saw some fuddled Riddler, Riddler
Rattler.
stuff. Rattler, damn it! I'm so off tonight, guys.
Riddler's
I have a friend who,
Batman, I think.
Yeah.
Unless you're thinking
maybe
of
he was
Desmond
Riddler,
Ritter at the same time, you've got to mix
Yeah, I know.
Desmond
There's too
Ritter
many
and
of these guys that can't
To be
play
fair, that
quarterback.
man probably scarred your brain, so that is fair.
You wouldn't know.
Yeah,
But
Rattler looked more like the Joker last night on
Is their 40-year-old second round pick going to play this year then, or was that just a pick for banter? Was it, or because we all know they're picking quarterback in first round this year, so was that just like one of those make a wish picks or what?
he came on for like a few snaps, didn't he? I know we did because obviously we had it on one of the TVs. Mrs. Fletch went to sleep halfway at about half time, and it was for the best.
well, I mean, it
It
was
was for the best.
37 to.
Yeah, Saints are as bad as we all expect.
Fletch, I can never say his name right. The LSU quarterback, who's really great. Starts with Niedermeyer, Nutsmith,
Nussmeier.
Nussmeier. I knew it was. I knew.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be one of those things where they're going to just be crap, and they're going to get him like first pick, and he's going to just go from LSU to Saints because I could not stand that. It would just be too much. Why are you wishing that on me?
No. Because that means the Browns get to get one of the actual good quarterbacks.
Wow, he's good, man. I think he's one of those. I've watched this kid play. I think he's good.
I was just gonna.
Yeah, because Cleveland's known for picking great quarterbacks in the first round.
Excuse me, that's why I need people to help us and take the bad ones, so we just have a good one fall into our lap.
I was going to say
Fernando Mendoza.
The one thing to take out of this game was it was a great rookie performance from Torrey Horton. He was a 5th round pick for the Seahawks, but he had a return touchdown and then he also had a receiving touchdown as well. And JSN continued to light it up as well in his is it his third year? Is it his third year? Third year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why don't forgetting us back on track, Tom?
There you go. But yeah, Torrey Horton, absolute beast, 5th round pick, so absolute steal for the Seahawks. It looks like.
Yeah.
So Caleb Williams absolutely embarrassed his former head coach last night. That also happened.
Yeah, that was where I was going next.
As I said, my agendas didn't take too many hits this week. My agendas did well this week.
You're talking about the Cowboys losing to the Bears 31-14 in Soldier Field. Caleb looked really good last night.
He looked incredible. I mean, some of the deep balls he had, it just seemed like he was connecting. Rome Odunze looks like a star. Luther Burden had a great touchdown as well it was like the flea flicker. I'm sure Fletch was keen on it, seeing it, throw it back to Caleb. And then, I mean, the throw back to Caleb was terrible, but then he threw it
the flea flicker.
Yeah.
Oh man, on Red Zone, that was awesome. I was like, I had the game on. It was so good. It was really awesome.
It was annoying for me because the Browns tried a flea flicker and it failed, and then I got to watch Caleb Williams throw a 50-yard dart on the money on a flea flicker, which was a terribly thrown, as you said, Tom. It was awfully ran.
Yeah,
but he managed to get it off.
It did not go to plan, but it ended up in the right way. So.
Fortunately, I was just going to say, when you have the talent of Caleb Williams and you have the arm strength that he has and the arm talent that he has, you're able to get that ball off in whatever angle. I mean, even the most wide open touchdown pass in this game on I think it was like 3rd and goal, I think, like within the 7 yard line. Even that, his arm angle is like this to just throw a thing. Like he can get his arm into those angles and get around defenders, and he showed all of the talent that we know he has. He just has to be consistent and take this good game forward.
And
I got so
Matt
mad.
Eberflus is, stealing a living as a defensive coordinator, having given up, I think so far this season, he's given up 12 plays of 20 plus yards. And I think another 6 of 50 plus in the opening 3 games. So yeah, that defense is getting absolutely torched. Trayvon Diggs got torched in this game. Unfortunately, CD Lamb went out in this game. I think he's got a high ankle sprain. He's going to be out 4 to 6 weeks. And obviously, I was playing against Fletch in fantasy with
Yeah.
CD Lamb, but he still could win the matchup with the Vikings defense. So
Well, this is the thing. I forgot to set my lineup, and you speak about the Vikings defense before. I had CD Lamb in my lineup and Xavier Worthy. By the time it got to Xavier Worthy being officially out of the game, I had no one else to replace him with because all my bench had already played. So I've got no points for CD Lamb, no points for Xavier Worthy, but somehow that Vikings defense has kept me in the game and with a winning shot. So I
I just got to hope Tyler Luke puts up a bunch of points tonight for the Ravens.
yeah.
But yeah, the Cowboys, a game to forget. I mean, Dak Prescott got benched in towards the end of this game. Obviously, you might not look too much into it because the game was way out of hand. 2-score game with less than 3 minutes left. So, they probably just took him out because what's the point of having him in there? But at the same time, he didn't have a good game either. 2 picks to 1 touchdown. So yeah, fair play to the Bears. They really came out after abysmal performance last week and absolutely blew out the Cowboys.
I
Yeah.
was going to say, as soon as I celebrated Caleb Williams throwing that, obviously
Flea
the
flicker.
flavor, the flea flicker. Sorry, guys, you're carrying me now. The flea flicker. I realized, oh yeah, he's also starting against me in my big money fantasy league, along with the Minnesota Vikings, and that touchdown was like a 20-something point because of the length of the touchdown, 87
Yeah.
yards. So I got
Um,
crushed. Let's move on. Talk
I think.
about.
Sorry, can I just say what I just want to say because obviously I've
Oh,
been given
oh,
a lot of crap over these last few months for things that have been said, but I do want to give a genuine shout out to Ben Johnson and congratulations to him on getting his first win of his head coaching career. The first win's usually the hardest one to get, so congratulations to him.
well,
Very good,
that was
Fletch.
that's very cordial.
Arsehole.
He did. He got it.
Are
I
we?
can see his fist below like that when he was saying that.
Arsehole.
Have we
Such
got
a
any
homer. All
games?
right, let's just wrap up these last couple of games here. Arizona loses to the 49ers 15 to
cursed them.
16, which is the dumbest score I've ever seen in a football game, 15 to 16. Yeah, there was one touchdown scored in this game. Hurrah! I don't
Yeah,
even want to talk about this game. It was Mac
Uh,
Jones and I
Nick
don't know.
Bosa tore his ACL. I've cursed the 49ers. I mean, oh my word, it's
they're
going
still
bad.
somehow 3-0 though. So fair play to them for getting I think it was the field goal that ended it. Because
Yeah,
the
it
Cardinals
was.
led in this game as well.
The Cardinals should have won this game.
They
Yeah,
should have won this game. I mean, there was a safety in the end zone for holding, and they had a 2-point lead and they blew it. But and the connection between Kyler Murray and Marvin Harrison Jr. is just worrying because they just can't seem to connect whatsoever. Marvin Harrison Jr. had a couple bad drops in this game as well, and a terrible injury for James Conner, where I believe that he's out for the season as well.
And the body language is just kind of
Yeah,
gross.
his leg got bent under him, and
Oh yeah.
when the broadcast just brings it away straight away to a commercial break, it's bad, and all the players standing around. So prayers up for him, but it looks like it's Trey Benson's backfield. So yeah, that was nasty.
It was nasty. Pittsburgh, New England. The New England Patriots lose.
Should have
I
won
could
this.
be of it. I generally couldn't think of anything worse than watching that game.
21-14. I
And I
tried
love
not to
Drake
watch
May.
much of it. I did not care.
I
I didn't
neither.
watch.
Patriots
Thank
had
you, Tim.
5 turnovers in this game. Like they had every chance to win this game. But they just fumbled the ball away. They just fumbled the game away. I mean,
Yeah.
Ramondre Stevenson, two fumbles, lost both of them. Like they were just terrible, like trying to
Drake
get
May
into
had a
the end zone.
fumble.
Yeah.
Antonio
I'm
Gibson had
I'm
a
so shocked
fumble.
that a team handed the Steelers a win. What a surprise! Wow.
And I know Ollie's gonna hate this as well, but what TJ Watt got his first sack of this season.
Oh no, I'm happy for him, man. I mean, when you're paying someone 46 million a year to basically be on holiday, it's I'm happy for Steelers fans because that would have been pretty tough to go 7 consecutive games without a sack dating back to
Aaron
last
Rodgers
year.
wasn't very good in this game. He had like 130 yards or something, but he did have a nice back shoulder throw to Calvin Austin for a touchdown. So that was literally the only thing. This game was not a good game.
It was not a good game. Speaking of, the worst game of the week was my game, which was the Falcons losing to the 0-2 Carolina Panthers, 0-40. How many weeks did it take us to get a shutout last season, guys? How many weeks?
12?
8.
16. 16 weeks before a shutout. It only took us 3, and it only took the Atlanta Falcons to do it. After really, just punching the Vikings in the face last week and knocking JJ McCarthy out for a week, they came in and fat and happy and just laid a big old embarrassing egg against one of the worst teams. Once again, Bryce Young against the Falcons looks like an NFL quarterback that can do things. It was embarrassing, guys. It was completely embarrassing. And this was, I put this squarely on the shoulder of Raheem Morris because there's no reason to watch this game, guys, unless you got some of these Carolina players on your fantasy team, which more than likely you don't. But
Chuba Hubbard, but I benched him. So.
Chuba Hubbard, maybe, but you're not starting any of these players. And I'll just say this: every facet from special teams, our new kicker missed 2 field goals, offense, defense, everything was off and bad. And the only thing you can really point that to is coaching, man, because these players can play. We've seen it. And I just have a lot of really big question about Raheem Morris and his staff now.
I was going to ask you because obviously I know, obviously a lot of this blame has to, Raheem Morris's feet. But tell me about what went wrong for Michael Penix in this game because obviously,
dude, it was all his work.
Terrible pick that went for a touchdown, I believe.
Look, it's his 6th game. Is that like I can forgive him a little bit? It's his 6th game, yes. I mean, and every rookie has some just like moments, like, and he up until this point he actually hasn't turned the ball over much at all in the first 5 games against some pretty good defenses. So I can be a little more forgiving with him, but what I can't, but what he is still doing is just missing some easy throws and overthrowing people, and also hitting receivers, where he should be going other places with the ball. It's those the intermediate throws that you got to have as a QB to be successful in this league that he just seems to be so inconsistent with. Again, the whole team sucked, Tom. So he needs to take some blame. He's got to play better, 100%. But nobody was doing anything on this team to win.
Bijan do anything. I didn't really see this game. I didn't really see this game.
I mean, to be fair, Tom, that we drove down the field the first possession of the game, looked great. Settle for a field goal, we missed. And then, from then on out, the offense this has been Zach Robinson. We made no adjustments. But maybe Fletch is right. Maybe I'll take Raheem Morris. I'll take him for it. But I know that the problem is Blank doesn't fire coaches. He doesn't do that during the year. Very, very rarely. He's done it once. But, man, this was the saddest I've been in a while. It was just only because I'm man, this is not good, but it's September, so you kind of got to
100%. It's not like you don't have any talent, obviously.
No. Yeah. But the dumbest thing they did was they Michael Penix should just finish that game, and they put Kirk Cousins in, and I just don't understand that. I don't know why you opened that Pandora's box when you knew that was a thing with a kid who's playing 6 games in, who's supposed to be your franchise. But you got to just let him play the game, man.
Yeah.
But and that, and then Raheem Morris has to adjust it anyway. It's just a mess. But props to Carolina, man. They looked terrible the first 2 weeks, and they came in and made adjustments from that Week 18 game where it was that huge shootout between the Falcons and the Panthers. Panthers ended up winning, and they were the better team, man. And Bryce Young looks like it's so weird, man. He looks like he can play, but I'm not sure. I still am not sure he's going to be a starting quarterback. Even everything has to he has to play a team that's navel gazing and doesn't learn anything from playing the last time. And yeah, I don't know, but a really embarrassing loss. Not a very fun week fantasy wise for me, man. It was just one of those Sundays where I just went to bed and cried.
There was one good thing about, well, I say good thing, but the bright spot of that happening, Chapman, is that I'm pretty sure, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this is the first time in Hurdle the Line review show history where all three of our teams have the same record.
There we go.
There we go.
We're all 1 and 2. We're all in this
I feel
together.
like, and Fletch can join us tonight. Let's get that win. Let's
Yep.
go.
Yep. Wait, what's
wait, no. Actually, that's not true. If he loses,
they need to lose tonight. They need to lose tonight.
So I don't wish that on.
Sorry, but you don't have to take one.
I don't
for
wish
the team.
that on him. I don't wish that on. I don't wish that on anybody. Okay, just really quickly, how fast can you name the 3 backup quarterbacks that won today or Sunday? Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Carson Wentz.
I'm bad on the spot, bro.
Who else?
Carson Wentz. Mac Jones.
Mac Jones. Yeah.
And
I slighted him pretty
Marcus
hard.
Mariota.
There we go.
Nice. There we go.
I should have timed that. That was probably about 25 seconds.
That was terrible from us.
That's my one question. We've got obviously a big Lions Ravens matchup coming up. I'm sure they covered that in the Thursday matchup, but I'm excited for this game.
I don't think they did.
They didn't. But you want to come on and talk for 2 minutes? I'm going to time you though. I got this.
This is
6
so
a.m.
easy.
train to Manchester. Go, tell me.
This is so easy. So the Ravens are going to kick our ass. They have a better roster. I genuinely mean it as well. Okay, maybe not entirely kick our ass, but they have again, I was saying to Tom off camera, they have the best roster, I believe, in the entire NFL. Everything they do, and they do well, does not match up well again on offense. It doesn't match up well against our defense. And do you know what? Even if it does match up well against our defense schematically, it bloody Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry doing those things. Like, good luck. You can. I mean, some of the best defenses in the league look crap against them. So I fully expect it to be a game where the Ravens dominate and the Lions are trying to hang in there. It's in Baltimore on Monday night. They're wearing the all black jerseys. It all black unis. It just feels like one of those
win
games.
those games.
Yeah, it just feels like one of those games. And like I say, there's no shame in getting beat by the Ravens in Baltimore on a Monday Night Football. The only shame in it would be if you get like absolutely demolished and it's a demoralizing.
Like 0-30.
Yeah, well, like one of those. I don't think they're that bad.
What's Lamar's record against the NFC again?
Isn't it like 23-1 or something?
Do you want to know what? Do you want to know what the Ravens' record is against the Lions in history?
What is it?
Yeah,
6-1.
nice.
We beat them once, and that was in 2005.
Nice. Well, looking for your first win in 20 years against them.
Yeah, so like I say, it's going to be one of them. Hopefully, we can like keep it within a couple of scores. It feels so pessimistic to say it, but keep it within a couple of scores. Walk away with your heads held high. You're hung in there with the Ravens, and
I was wrong on it. He's 24-4 against the NFC, which I mean is still pretty dominant.
But I mean, I said to Fletch before that we got on here, my team was able to hold Derrick Henry to 23 yards in this game. Lamar Jackson didn't. I mean, he only had about 140 yards passing, and they scored 41 points. So they can score in a lot of different ways. You've certainly got your work cut out for you when you play against Baltimore.
yep.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Guys, my team let the Carolina Panthers score 30 points.
So was that to your satisfaction, Chapman?
That was great. But you came up, you came in, you played about 15 minutes. You put up
Yeah,
let's say you put up like 4 threes, hit the
played
ball.
defense.
You played a little D. You maybe got a couple defensive rebounds, got it
Yeah,
back down. I loved it. It's great. That's why you come in.
yep.
And they just put you back on the bench. That's it.
Every championship roster needs those players, man.
Yeah. That's how we win games.
Yeah.
Give us the Manchester. All right. Anything else, gentlemen?
I think that's everything, right?
I mean, I'm just excited to figure out how the Falcons embarrass me and make me feel bad in more and different ways every year. That's going to be
Well,
coming up this week because we play we play the Commanders. Who's the old Browns play this week?
the Lions. So next Monday, we'll have me and Fletch on here.
And next week we play the Ravens, so it's fun times at Arrowhead.
Wow, this is
Three-
exciting.
3 weeks ago,
I'll have the same mindset that Fletch has going into that game.
Never a dull week in the NFL. Always great games.
3 weeks ago, I'd have been like, I can't wait to get early on that Monday, and now I'm like, I'm after the way you played at the weekend, I'm not looking forward to Monday.
That's gonna be the best 9-6 game all year.
Oh, I can't wait.
Can't wait. Oh, there she is.
There she is. Say, I gotta go outside. Somebody needs a walk. So we're gonna end this episode. This was week 3. This is our review show. Thank you so much, Tom, Ollie, my friends. Also, super producer Fletch. Guys, eventually, September doesn't matter. It's just I'm getting my reps in. By October, we are going to be flying. Flying, I'm telling you guys. Thanks so much for listening. Please follow us. All the stuff is down below. Please make sure you listen to our other shows on the AAW network, including our friends on the preview team on Thursday. We also got college football. I don't even know how many shows Fletch is producing, but there's a lot. Guys.
So we've got review preview on Hurdle the Line. We've got college football Wednesday night, so it comes out Thursday morning. The Patriots Touchback are whacking out 2 episodes a week at the moment, and then now we've got the fantasy game day, which as well coming out on Friday or Saturdays. One of them.
I'm still waiting for my offshoot Falcon sadness pod, but it'll come up at some point. Anyway, congratulations to Tom for getting that first win. Congratulations to Ollie for the Browns getting their first win. Good luck tonight, Fletch, and please make sure to hurdle that block.
Go Browns.
Gotcha.